military Apache helicopter opening fire on Iraqi civilians.
Yeah, so in relation to a military source, alleged military source, Bradley Manning, who has been charged with supplying, the charges don't say to us, but supplying to someone the helicopter video showing the killing of 2 Reuters journalists in Baghdad in July 2007. He is now being held in Kuwait itself. A bit of a problem. Why isn't he being held in the United States? Is it to keep him away from effective legal representation? Is it to keep him away from the press? We're not sure, but there doesn't seem to be any reason why he could not be transferred to the United States. We obviously cannot say whether he is our source. We, in fact, specialize in not knowing the names of our sources, but nonetheless, he is a young man being held in dire circumstances on the allegation that he supplied this material to the press, and we were the initial publisher of that Iraq video. So we are trying to raise money for his legal representation. We have committed $50,000 of our own funds, but if the general public could contribute, or other people could contribute, I know that his military counsel would find that of significant value. The lawyers that we have spoken to say that his representation will cost $200,000, assuming that it's a regular sort of trial goes ahead. People can go to bradleymanning.org, where there is a grassroots campaign that his friends and family and some internet activists have become involved to try and support him.
And for those who say you're an anti-war campaigner, and so though the documents aren't suspect because they're clearly from the U.S. government, your motives are, what is your response?
We have clearly stated motives, but they are not anti-war motives. We are not pacifists. We are transparency activists who understand that transparent government tends to produce just government. And that is our the sort of modus operandi behind our whole organisation, is to get out suppressed information into the public, where the press and the public and our nation's politics can work on it to produce better outcomes.
And do you have more documents to release on Iraq?
We have an enormous backlog of documents stemming all the way back to January. During the past 6 months, we've been concentrating on raising funds and dealing with just a few of our leaks and upgrading our infrastructure to deal with the worldwide demand. So that huge backlog is something that we are just starting to get through, and this latest Afghan leak is an example of that.
Finally, Julian Assange, I know you have to go, but what gives you hope? You face great risk. What keeps you going?
What keeps us going is our sources. These are the people, presumably, who are inside these organizations who want change. They are both heroic figures taking much greater risks than I ever do, and they are pushing and showing that they want change in fact, an extremely effective way.
People want to get you information. How do they do it?
Go to wikileaks.org, wikileaks.org. In relation to this recent Afghan story, people should look at wardiary.wikileaks.org.
Julian Assange, the founder and editor-in-chief of Wikileaks, speaking to us from London. The Pentagon says they're opening a criminal investigation into who provided more than 91,000 Afghan war records to Wikileaks. To get a copy of today's interview, you can see also all our coverage at Wikileaks. Go to our website at democracynow.org, and that does it for our program. I'll be speaking Saturday, July 31st, in Columbus, Ohio, at 12:30. You can go to our website for details. Democracy Now! Is produced by Mike Burke, Shufa Dukadus, Aaron Mate, Angelique Kamet, Steve Martinez. Steve, I hope you feel better. Nicole Salazar, Hani Massoud, Robbie Karen, Mike DeFilippo, and Miguel Noguera. Our engineers, special thanks to Elizabeth Press, Julie Crosby, Nick Gilla, Hugh Grant, Samantha Chambly, Jessel Noor, Vesta Godars, and to our camera crew, John Randolph, Kieran Krug-Meadows, Ra Campenny, and Kellan Innocent. Again, our website is democracynow.org. You can also follow us on Twitter. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks so much for joining us.